Hello everybody and welcome to Tectonic. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Netvue Vigil security cam. Going to do a quick unboxing and then we will get into the review. So as you can see, it comes in a pretty good little bubble wrap here. Take that off. And it seems to be built pretty sturdy. You have the night vision sensors there, and this is the QR code. You're gonna need to take note of that location so that you can pair it with the app. And down here by my right thumb, you'll see the speaker port. Also, you'll put your micro SD card in there when you unstick those screws out. You got a soft back mounting spot there. You have your Ethernet port if you want to make it wired instead of Wi-Fi. You got the Ethernet port, and this is your WPS quick connect onto your router for your Wi-Fi. And then you have your power cable. So this is going to be required to be plugged into the wall. So you might want to take note of that depending on where you want to end up making in your final mounting location. So make sure that you'll be able to plug it in the wall. It's built pretty sturdy like. You're gonna have to loosen those Allen nuts there if you want to reposition the angle. Comes with the little quick guide here. Got your table of contents. It's got picture diagrams. So now you also got a little thank you card from Netvue. Pretty standard on a lot of electronic devices. And this is going to be your drill guide. So when you place it up on the wall or on the outside, you'll know where to place your drill marks. This is obviously your charging adapter here. Like I said, it is wired. So make sure you choose a location that can reach an outlet. This one comes with a drill bit, which is pretty cool. So if you don't got a drill bit that matches the right size, it comes with one. And your AC adapter, just a quick AC adapter. Now something to take note on the side, it says it has a Google Play app as well as iOS app, and it has these additional features. Sorry for the blur, but it says it has full HD, 24/7 cloud recording, motion alarm, wide field view, support for Amazon Alexa, two-way audio, it's weatherproof, micro SD storage, and night vision. So those are the different options you have here. Quite a few options for such a low price. I believe the MSRP is $69 or $59. So here you go. I have it installed, or it's not installed yet, but it's hooked up. I have it running through my attic and my garage. So like I said, make sure you have a location where you can plug it in the wall. I have an outlet in my garage attic that I can run the wire through. So you see it there mounted. So I suggest that you don't screw it into the location until you get everything set up. That you're gonna have to take it off the mount so you can scan the QR code and then set up the your angle that you want it at and all that. So you might want to wait until you get all that set up before you actually scoot into the wall. Okay, so when you set it up, you're gonna go to the Netvue app on your iOS or Android device, hit outdoor cameras, and then it's gonna ask you which one you want. You're using the Vigil camera here. And then you're gonna scan that QR code just like I showed you earlier on the unboxing, little QR code there. Okay, so just take the camera and scan the QR code. It's going to recognize it as a Vigil camera. Once it does that, it's going to tell you to make sure it's plugged into the wall, and those sensors will light up and it'll play a little chime. Once you hear this chime, you know that it recognized it, and it's gonna ask you to set it up on the network after this. So alright, just set it up on your Wi-Fi, make sure you press that little button, and then you're going to see on the Ethernet port, it's going to flash a bunch of times. That's what you're waiting on. So it says press the Wi-Fi configuration button. The status light will flash in green about 5 times every second. So here I'd ask you to put in your Wi-Fi password. But one thing I noticed is that it doesn't work with the 5 gigahertz band on your router. It has to be in the 2.4 gigahertz band. So I had to go back and redo it. So make sure it's on the 2.4 gigahertz band for your router. Otherwise, it's not gonna be able to connect to it. So once you do that, hit connect, and then you're gonna see a QR code appear on your phone or tablet, and you're gonna shine the phone screen at the camera itself. It says please make sure the distance between the phone screen and the camera lens is about 4 inches. So shine the QR code at the camera. The camera's gonna read it, and then it's gonna recognize all the data that you put in. So now this is connecting to the router, bonding device to your Netvue account. Device bonding successful. So now it's going to ask you to give it a name. So they give you some default names. I put mine as driveway because that's where I got mine located at. Okay, now once you just press the play button where it says driveway, and now it's going to give you the live feed from that camera. So as you see here, mine's upside down, so I had to rotate it because I don't got it mounted yet. So that's one thing to make note of, is that you want the visor part of the camera facing to the top. That'll be the right orientation. So whenever the camera loses on the light, it's going to turn into night view mode and turn into black and white. So notice when I pan back toward the light, the color comes back. So it switches between night and day mode by itself. So here I have it mounted in its final spot.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk past the camera and see how quickly it'll detect motion. So I'm going to walk up to my car here. I got my phone in my hand, and it should give me an alert when I come up to the car. There's a camera up there. Should detect motion, and I should get an alert on my phone. Let's see how long that takes. Okay, so it's been about 15 seconds. There it is. I got an alert. So roughly about 20 seconds or so delay between the motion detected and the motion giving you an alert. But also remember that you can get a subscription to have the 24/7 recording, and so you would have the whole thing on file, not just the pictures. But if you go to your Netvue app, it's going to give you like a little notification that you have some alerts there. See what's the driveway, and it has a little number by the bell. And there's the image there of me going to the car. That's where it detected the motion at 250.
All right, so here's a better view of the image that my phone recorded when the motion got picked up. You click the little on the bell icon. It shows you all the notifications that you had. Here's me when I went to my car. You can also flip the image between landscape and portrait. When it's in landscape mode, you can actually see a bigger field of view. When it's in portrait mode, you'll have to be able to. So when you're in live view, it's gonna have a little toolbar on the right hand side, and there's the different tool options are record. When you hit record once, it starts recording. Hit it again, it'll stop it, and that'll save that video clip to your micro SD card. Similarly, this camera icon will take snapshot pictures and save those to your micro SD card. And then the little speaker icon there, that's to mute the mic on the camera itself. So if you turn on live view and you don't want to hear like wind blowing and stuff, you click that and it'll mute the mic. All these little arrows will minimize the screen. And then up there at the top where it says auto, that's going to be your quality. You can change the camera quality to high definition or to standard definition or to auto, and that'll pick what's best depending on your network speed. So here's an example of when you're recording the the snippet, you click it again to stop it, hit save. Same thing when you click the camera icon, saves the screenshot. Now, if you want to speak on the other end, you're gonna have to hit and hold that little microphone that says "speak," and you just hold it, and you can talk to the person on the other end, and they can talk back to you because there's a mic and a speaker on the camera. Okay, so now let's try that out and see how the mic and speaker work.
Hello, hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
And you notice all that wind noise in the background. That's when you would hit the little mute button and it'll ignore that. This is how a conversation would go on it.
You hear me, Ariana?
Yes.
So remember to hold the mic button when you're speaking.
How does it sound?
Normal.
Okay, thank you. You can come in the house.
So notice the little bell icon with the number next to it. That's the number of notifications you got. These are all the times that it's detected motion throughout the day or the given time period. So when you're clicking the bell icon, it's going to show you all those pictures that it's taken. And when you click on them, they actually become better quality. But you can just scroll all throughout the back. That little runner man icon on the left of the pictures, those are motion notifications. Click on the picture, it gets bigger and the quality becomes better. You can also zoom in, so if you saw somebody breaking in your car or whatever, you can zoom in on it to see the person's features so you can make a good report to the police. So on the opposite side of that bell, there's a little gear icon. That's the settings. Click there and you can get these different setting options here. So let's look at motion detection. Now, motion detection, you got an area where it says motion time, motion zone, and sensitivity. So you can create the sensitivity of the motion detection. Motion time is going to allow you to set up time periods when the motion is turned on and when it's not turned on, such as when you go to work, you want to cut it on. When you're home, you don't want it on. Now, these motion zones is really cool. You can turn off areas on this grid where the camera is not going to pick up motion in those areas. So let's say those neighbors across the street, you don't want to get notified every time they drive out the driveway and down the street. So just turn off that top row there and it won't detect those cars pulling out the driveway because you turn that area of motion off. That's a pretty cool little feature. I really haven't seen that in any other company before. Now, you also got the cloud service. This offers 24/7 recording, and it's going to save it in the cloud as opposed to your SD card. It's $5 a month or $50 a year, and it has you can hold playback up to 14 days, and you can go back in time. So when you pick up, you can play the image or the video, and you can record a snippet out of that video that you want to save, just like we went over before, how to record snippets in live video. And it's a pretty good little service for a decent price if you compare it to a lot of their competitors. That's a pretty good price for 14 days of cloud storage. So under general, you got a few different options. You got sleep mode, which is going to have the camera basically just cut off completely during whatever schedule you set up. So here's a schedule maker. Now you can also just turn off the motion detection. There's a speaker volume, the actual speaker on the camera itself. You can adjust the volume there. For motion alert, you can turn that off completely. So if you don't want to have any motion detections, just want the 24/7 recording, you can turn that off. You got your time zone, your Wi-Fi settings, night vision. You can turn that on or off, or make it always night, always day. Then you got pin this device to the top. If you got multiple devices on your app, you can make this one be at the top, or you can rotate the image 180 if you have it mounted in that orientation. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you is how the Netvue cameras can integrate with the Amazon Echoes. As long as it has the Amazon voice assistant in it, it'll work. It'll work with your Fire tablets, with any Fire TVs, your Echo shows, and things of that nature. So what you do, you just ask it to display the camera you're looking for. Alexa, show me the driveway.
Okay.
And there's your live view of the driveway on the Vigil camera that we installed. Pretty cool, huh? So overall, my opinion on the device is that it's a very good camera with a pretty good image quality, a lot of good features for the price point. Like I said, it's usually around $59 or $69 MSRP. You might be able to find it on a really good deal on Amazon or something for maybe even cheaper sometime, maybe Black Friday or whatever. I've tried a lot of different kinds of cameras, RLOs, the Amazon Cloud Cam. I've tried a lot of these different cameras, and I think Netvue is a really good choice. The only complaint I might have about this Vigil outdoor camera is that it is wired, so you have to plug it into an outlet, and therefore it might limit the areas that you're able to put it at. So you might want to think about putting an extension cord on there so you can run it even farther. You might have to go in through your attic or go in through the garage. You might have to drill a hole to run the wire, stuff like that. So it might be a little more complicated as opposed to an Arlo camera that runs off of batteries, but you burn through batteries a lot on those. And also it requires an extra standalone box that connects to your router in order to until you have the cloud recording work. So Netvue doesn't require any of that, and also has a micro SD card, which is a plus. Not every camera out there supports that. So there's a lot of good things that this thing comes with. Very few drawbacks, but it does have some. But overall, I think it's a very good product. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys rate, comment, subscribe, and talk to you guys later. See ya.